our culture is competitive, man.
Right.
It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It don't make sense.
First of all, that vote is fake. That's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to. They give it to their darlings.
Cowboy Carter. 16. Beyonce. No.
It's the price you pay, when you're early in your career, you feel that you have to listen. And when you buck, they buck harder and they make threats. And those threats are huge ones.
There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally, financially.
50 Cent and Eminem are finally joining forces, and they're coming straight for Jay-Z and Beyoncé. They're calling out some heavy allegations, shady deals, stolen credit, award show rigging, and an alleged trail of ruined careers. This isn't just smoke, it's starting to look like a 5-alarm fire. 50 is claiming Jay-Z's still out here trying to block his business moves even now. And Eminem, he's been warning people for years about how dark and dirty the music industry can get. Lately, he's been slipping cryptic bars into his tracks, dropping hints about powerful gatekeepers pulling strings behind the scenes. But it doesn't stop there. Beyoncé's getting hit with serious accusations, too. She's being called out for allegedly stealing songwriting credits and supposedly blackballing other women in the game. Names like Aaliyah, Mia, Mary J. Blige, and Carrie Hilson keep coming up. Women who were climbing high until suddenly they weren't. And you thought that was wild? Jay and Bey's tight connection with Diddy is raising eyebrows again. Jay-Z may have swerved that lawsuit filed by Jane Doe, but now the alleged victim is hinting she was pressured to stay quiet.
When you're not competing for those things anymore, you start looking and you're going, so what was the problem? You can't exactly remember what the problem was. That's what went through with Joe.
Right after some sketchy people popped up at her doorstep. That's next level scary. So now the question's burning hotter than ever. Are Jay-Z and Beyoncé really the power couple they pretend to be, or just masters at cleaning up every mess behind the scenes? Have they been sitting on top while stepping over bodies to stay there? And do 50 Cent and Eminem actually have the inside scoop? Are they exposing a system that's taken down artists, careers, maybe even lives? For years, Jay and Bey were untouchable. Music royalty. Saying anything bad about them? Instant backlash. You'd get labeled a bitter hater. But now, that carefully polished image is cracking, badly. And leading the charge with no fear are 50 Cent and Eminem, pulling back the curtain on the so-called king and queen of the industry.
Look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You start looking at that's not mine. That's theirs. They harbor it, right? But when you look at M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself, like I'm shady aftermath. You see what I'm saying? Like there's so much G-Unit Records.
Right.
They forget that I'm M and Dre's artist.
Let's kick it off with 50 Cent because he's not holding back. He's calling Jay-Z insecure, jealous, and straight up petty, and this time he's got receipts. Back in 2023, 50 claimed Jay tried to block him from hitting the Super Bowl stage by pulling strings through his NFL connections. Wild, right? But Jay's plan totally backfired because Eminem wasn't having it. He straight up told the NFL, no 50, no Slim Shady. That move alone exposed just how far Jay was willing to go to keep 50 out the spotlight. Fast forward to 50's recent interview on Talk with Flea featuring Cameron, and he's airing Jay out again.
This is why I was saying I knew what old boy was doing, right? With the Super Bowl, because he was doing like,
yeah, go ahead.
He was doing some wild because he was saying that to Eminem that the NFL had the issue with me, and I'm like, well, what's the issue? Why don't I have an issue when I'm becoming a partner in the actual team, but they got an issue with my performance? Right? Makes no sense. You know what I mean?
I was going to get to that later, but since we're here now. And when he says old boy, for the audience that don't know, talking about Jay-Z, this was discussed before. Jay-Z told Dr. Dre, just for people who's not up on this, or Eminem that he didn't want you to perform part of that Super Bowl they had a couple years ago. Why do you think that is?
Well, I just
threatened. Possibly.
Not even threatened. I think it's just when you take the competition from like our culture is competitive, man. It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It just don't make sense. Like, what are we competing for? What's the goal? Like this even like a lot of even a lot of the competitive stuff, or what we would call it beef, right? It changed. That terminology changed from when it's Biggie and Tupac, because we start saying the things that people would say that cause beef in the environment. When before that they called it babbling in our culture. Right. Because that's what it is until it turns into some street shit. So when you're not competing for those things anymore, and you start looking and you're going, so what was the problem? You can't exactly remember what the problem was. That's what went through with Joe.
According to 50, Jay's still out here playing dirty behind the scenes, not just in the music biz, but in the boardroom too. And the craziest part, 50 said Jay has already proven everything he needed to, but he's still allegedly trying to ruin his deals, just out of spite. And it doesn't stop there.
Trey Young, thank you, sir. All the doors that you opened, showed us that we can be rock stars. Seeing you on the Rolling Stone. Obviously, there's Run DMC with the Leathers and the Aerosmith. But when you came out west, you took it to a whole new level. Some of you don't belong in the category. Oh, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Now, 50 and Eminem are linking up to expose what they believe is major Grammy rigging. 50's pointing fingers at Jay for using his marriage to Beyoncé like a cheat code to win awards. Meanwhile, Eminem's been screaming for years that the Grammys are a scam, a pay-to-win setup. And when Beyoncé finally snagged Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter, not everyone believed it was earned. Fans started whispering that Jay pulled strings again, especially since he got on stage at the previous year's Grammys and dragged the Recording Academy for snubbing his wife.
A few Grammys, but you feel like you had to sell your soul to get them. And you didn't know if you wanted it for the recognition or the trophies, but then what's the difference? And that Grammys pretty much suck the blood of artists and nominate them, have them come to the shows. And
which they do. They do it every year, yeah. And I'm just tired of seeing it. And for whatever reason, it's like they're always pitching this hint that you might win Album of the Year, which used to be a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal now.
But here's the twist. Fans weren't buying Jay's speech. It felt fake. He was up there clutching an award while blasting the same people who gave it to him. Like, if the Grammys are so biased, why show up at all? Why not walk away and prove you don't need their stamp of approval instead of begging for it on stage? The whole situation just felt off, and it only made the whispers louder. Are the Carters really climbing the ladder with talent, or with blackmail and big money moves?
Watch 50. Same. 50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody since maybe like Snoop came out the gate like that. My first album didn't do it. I never saw someone's first album and the wave happen like he had. And then he doesn't get it. And then I get up there another year, and what was it, the Eminem show? And it was like, whatever. I'm fine if I lose to Kanye or someone that I'm like, okay, I respect that. I know who that is, and Kanye has a huge following, and he's made a massive impact on music. Fine, I'm good with that. But don't get us all here to use your selling point for your show and stiff everybody every single time. And I said, after that point in time, I was like, don't ever ask me to here again. Please do not ask me. My answer is no for 100 million years. Never again will I go to the...
For years, insiders have said the Grammys are more about industry politics than actual skill, and one of the loudest voices screaming that truth is Eminem. M's been saying for ages that the Grammys are nothing but a scam. He even vowed to never show up again, and he meant it. But don't get it twisted. He's not just mad about losing. Eminem said if another artist actually dropped a better album, he'd be cool with it. What really gets under his skin is the way the Grammys use him. They hype him up, push his name in all the promos, make it look like he's got a real shot at winning just to boost views. Then when it's showtime, boom, he's shut out like he was never in the race. It's all smoke and mirrors. And when someone asked him if he'd ever come back if he joined the voting committee, M didn't flinch. He said it wouldn't change a thing. Why? Because in his words, the whole thing's rigged and those votes, they don't mean a damn thing. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is backing him all the way and throwing even more shade. He didn't just call the Grammys rigged. He flat out said Jay-Z's wins ain't about the music.
But consider, joining the board and maybe you have a vote in it?
First of all, that vote is fake. That's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to. They give it to their darlings. This got critical acclaim, but it sold 2 records. Like, it ain't about always what you sell. I get that. Vanilla Ice, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there comes a point where when an overwhelming something comes along that has this wave and impact on music, and you give it to Lada Dottie. Who? Lada Dottie. It's only Lada Dottie.
According to 50, Jay's bagging those awards thanks to his marriage with Beyoncé. He claims the Recording Academy knows exactly what they're doing. As long as Jay and Bey show up, the cameras flash, ratings explode, and the show goes viral. So what's the play? Keep nominating them. Keep awarding them, just to guarantee that power couple makes an appearance.
When he started to receive the 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things they would. Later, to me, I didn't care about trophies. I said, I'll get the...
But 50 wasn't finished, not even close. On his recent stop at the Flagrant podcast, he doubled down hard. He claimed Jay-Z's whole empire and all those Grammy trophies ain't really about talent. It's about who he's married to. 50 even went as far as calling Jay and Beyonce's relationship a contract. He hinted that they might just be sticking it out for the image, the deals, and the power it brings. Wild, right?
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. Wow. You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he didn't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
He was
At
one.
the same time.
He's like drinking. His pictures with him. It's the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got.
Oh, wow. So that's the deal.
Yeah, that's the deal. Like, the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
But it's not just 50 saying Jay plays dirty to stay on top. Plenty of insiders have whispered for years that both Jay and Beyonce allegedly blocked other artists from rising on purpose. Why? So nobody outshines them. So they stay the only ones winning. And then there's the dark story of Beyonce's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron. Before he passed from pneumonia, he went public, saying he had receipts proving that Jay and Bey destroyed careers, ruined lives, and crushed rising stars, all to secure their own throne.
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Hey, I get the threats, but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career.